Well, welcome and thank you for watching Mitsub TV. So, last minute, as usual, I'm going to be taking a look at the championship bouts that are on the BKFC 56 out of Salt Lake City, Utah this weekend coming December the 2nd. There's 3 championship bouts on there I want to have a look at. Arnold Adams against Mick Terell, Kai Stewart against Howard Davies, and Christine Feria against Rawlings. So first off, we'll have a look at Arnold Adams against Mick Terell, heavyweight. Now this is actually a rematch. These two first met each other in the summer of 2021 when Arnold Adams walked away with the win. He put Mick Terell down in the third there whilst in the clinch, and Mick was unable to get back to his feet, so Arnold Adams walked away and had his hand raised on that occasion. There was a little bit of controversy in the second there. I was sure that Mick had put Arnold Adams down, but the ref didn't count it that way, which was a bit unfortunate, but I don't think that made a difference to the overall result. Now, is Mick going to be able to reverse it this time around? It's a very difficult fight. It's a very complicated fight for Mick. He has a disadvantage in reach there, but for me, he wants to try and avoid those clinches. Arnold Adams is very good at working those clinches and coming out of the clinches as well. You kept seeing him scoring there against Mick when they were clinching up in the first meeting these two had. So it's going to be interesting to see what plan Mick has this time around. You know, he'll have learned a lot from the first meeting, and he'll have done plenty of homework since then. He'll have a game plan. He'll know exactly what he needs to do. Will he be able to reverse the result? We'll have to wait and see. But really looking forward to this one. Can't wait. So next we'll have a look at Kai Stewart against Howard Davies. Now this is for the featherweight title. Currently Kai Stewart is holding that title. That was introduced in his last out in the inaugural competition against Louis Lopez, where he walked away with the win on that occasion. He's fighting Howard Davies here. Howard Davies has 1 loss on his record, and that was against Louis Lopez. The fight was stopped due to a bad cut across Davies' eyelid there, which was very unfortunate. On this occasion, you know, for me, I only see one outcome on this, and that is Howard Davies walks away with the title there. The inaugural belt there, it needs to be defended to hold true value to your name as far as I'm concerned. You know, Kai Stewart done very well, you know, against Louis Lopez there. His run up to that bout, Derek Gates 1-4, Daniel Gary 0-4, Rusty Crowder 50%, and Louis Lopez 50% there. But now this time round he's up against a real legit top end elite 145 fighter and Howard Davies, and I think Howard Davies makes quite easy work of Kai Stewart. So go Christine Feria defending again against Rawlings. The first outing back in April this year was a poor stoppage. Rawlings got a cut across her brow and it was called off. Very poor stoppage for me. And yeah, they're running it back now. This is a great fight. For me, this should be headlining. The card. This is a standalone headline draw as far as I'm concerned. Two great fighters, really standout fighters of, of the women's divisions. You got your flat rate, Beck Rawlings boxer. She really does look great, composed. She's the most composed fighter out there across, you know, male and female divisions. Christine Feria, she's a better fighter. With the rule set in BKFC, if all else is equal, you're usually going to go with the better fighter, aren't you? But yes, is all else equal? That's the thing. You keep on watching Christine, and you wonder, are you gonna start to see any areas of her game start to dwindle? I mean, what is she for? She's 42 now, 41, 42, 40. Is she 42? So you're wondering, are we going to start to see any areas of her game start to dwindle at all? And as of yet, I haven't seen that. People have alluded to her punch resistance fading a bit, but I haven't seen that. She still looks solid to me. So I can't wait for this one. I wish it was headline. It really does deserve to be up there. But for me, can't wait for this. Okay, and so I'll address it. Why I'm not having a look at my Perry Eddie Alverez, and the simple truth is I find it very difficult to get excited by these matchups. It doesn't mean anything. These don't mean anything on the grand scale of things. As a bare knuckle enthusiast, I want to know where fighters stand on the grand scale. I don't want to see them in a division by themselves. I want to see them mixing it with the rest of the guys that are out there fighting. And this little Mike Perry division that we have going on doesn't mean anything to me. So I just find it difficult to get interested in these matchups. I mean, he had his debut against Julian Lane back in 2022. You have to say, Julian Lane falling off at this point. He's been around. He's got a lot of miles on the clock, Julian Lane, and he made, he did get the win over Julian Lane there, but it wasn't easy. Then he fought Michael Page, a debut in bare knuckle. Luke Rockhold, debut, bare knuckle. Eddie Alverez, a little bit more interesting because he has been out with Chad Mendes in the past there, but it's still, I can see Mike Perry's going to finish his career with BKFC, and he'd get a round of applause and a cheer and probably a belt and that. But I'm still going to be left here scratching my head thinking, well, just how good was he? Because he hasn't fought anybody in the divisions that we know are great, the elite fighters of the BKFC. We don't know where he sits there, and so for me, I just find it a little bit difficult. Yeah, I'm a little bit interested in this one just to see how it goes down, but it doesn't mean anything to me, and that's why I'm not really interested. And so there you have it, 3 title fights on the one card. The BKFC 56 out of Salt Lake City, Utah, with Perry and Alverez headlining. That's December the 2nd there. The rest of the card, I think there's only 3 fighters on the rest of the card that aren't on their debut, and that's including the undercard. So there's not a lot to say on that. That's where we start to pick up data on these new guys, and we see where they get to in a couple of years or so. But that's all I've got for you on this one. Do remember to like and subscribe, and please share. It does mean a lot to the channel to help me grow, and I'll catch you all on the next one.